Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. I just walked back here in the backyard and I smelled something this morning that smelled very familiar. The smell of a very ripe pineapple. You probably know what that smells like when you've let pineapple sit in your refrigerator for a while and you're like, I really need to use this. Well, I came back here and I saw this pineapple right here and it is ready to pick. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to do some grocery shopping in the backyard this morning. Won't you join me on that shopping trip here as well? So let's go ahead and get today's episode started. Now without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now before we go around the yard and we look for anything else that we're going to be collecting this morning to put inside our kitchen, we're going to go ahead and pick this pineapple fruit right now. And if you've been watching the show in the past, you probably know what to expect once I pull this, but for those new folks who are just joining up with us, you're going to see something that you might have learned that you didn't know about pineapples or pineapple plants. Well, anyway, we actually waited just a little bit late. If you see the color of this pineapple, it's quite orange. You kind of want to pick it when it is just barely getting a little bit orange and let it go ahead and ripen on your table inside your kitchen or in your back patio or porch or something like that. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and pick this, and the way we pick it is we just go ahead and twist it off of the plant, or you can cut it off of the plant, and you see it just pops off just like this right here. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this. We're going to take this pineapple plant and the pineapple fruit and make multiple new pineapples. We're going to let it propagate. So one plant can usually get you anywhere between 3 and 5 more plants. Let's go ahead and do the next thing that I would normally do. Let's go ahead and put this to the side. The next thing that I'm going to do, since this plant is no longer useful, other than the beauty of its leaves here, it won't produce any more pineapple. But you can see, and I'll show you a little closer when I pull this out of the ground, there are some suckers on here, some little seedlings that are attached to the trunk or the stalk of the pineapple. So with the one top that's on the original pineapple fruit that came off, we can make another pineapple. And with some of these, depending on how many there are in here, we can make additional ones. So the first thing I gotta do is I gotta pull this out of the ground. It's usually not that difficult pulling it out of the ground because the roots really don't go down that deep. So let's go ahead and pull it out and we'll look at some of those seedlings, see how many we have on this plant. Well, after removing this out of the ground, the mother plant here, you can see we have a sucker right here, and this will produce another pineapple right here. Usually there's 2, 3, or 4 of these on here, and let's see. Oh, I see another one right back over here. So this one right here, that will produce another plant as well. So out of this one pineapple plant, we're going to yield 3 more new pineapple plants. So let me go ahead and pull these suckers off right here, and I'll put them to the side, and we'll get those in the ground fairly shortly. As a matter of fact, we're going to put one as a replacement for where the mother just came out of the ground here right now. So what I've done, I come over here to the shady area, and to show you how I normally pull these off if they're not sticking out too far where it's really easy to grab, I go ahead and peel. I pull back layers of the leaves that come off below the sucker. And you can actually take these if you want to. You can chop them up and put them inside your compost pile. It takes a long time for them to break down, but they can add to your compost pile. And then you just pull these off right here. And this is your new seedling that we're going to put inside the ground. If you want to, you can pull off some of the leaves at the bottom and pull these down and strip them back to help expose some of the trunk where the roots will establish. Or you can just stick it in the ground just right here with exposing some of the flesh. And that's one, and here's the other one right here. So now we have 2 right here, and we have the top on the pineapple up on the, I put up by the pavilion. Let's go up there real quick. Now what we have here is the original fruit from the pineapple that we just picked. We have the top, we have 2 suckers, and what we're going to do, we're going to spin this top off right here. And when we spin this off, and again, you can pull back all of these little leaves right here to expose some of the trunk, and that's what we're going to do. Now you have a couple of methods of doing this. If you don't want to put it right into the ground right away, you can do what I sometimes do, and I put this after I pull these off and expose some of the trunk of the top of the pineapple. I put it into some water, and sometimes what you'll find, depending on the size and the type and the variety of your pineapple, you'll see lots of roots already. And well, I can see already on this one right here, just from as little as I've done right now, I don't know if you can see, but there's little white segments inside here, right here, and right here. These are roots, and these are the roots that are going to start inside the ground to establish your new plant. So basically, you have 1 pineapple fruit, and we're going to have 3 new pineapple plants later on. So 1 yield to 3. I've had them yield 4, I've had them yield 5 before, but that's how we're propagating our yard. Right, the next thing we're going to do, actually, I just stopped back here to see Nez for a moment, and the next topic we're going to talk about some bananas here just a second. And that's one of the bananas off of our tree back here. So let's go, or plant, our banana plant. So let's go back and look at what we just harvested. I believe it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. And moving back here where we just harvested the pineapple, we got lots of bananas up here. And these banana plants are from right here and around the side of our yard where we planted on our neighbors' yards. So we have this is Lantundan, this is Lakatan. And how do I know the difference between the Lantundan and the Lakatan over here? Well, the Lantundan is the smaller. These are smaller. They almost look like sabah in a way, but these you can eat right off the tree once you get it, and they start ripening a little bit, and they have a very citrusy taste on the inside, almost like a lemony flavor inside the banana. And these are actually one of my favorites right here. They kind of look like sabah sometimes, so if you don't really know the tree, you might make a mistake. But the sabah, which is dominant all over our area here, are more for cooking. They fry them, and they put some sugar caramelization on them, and they do all kind of neat things with cooking. Now this is the Lakatan over here. The Lakatan looks a little bit more like a regular banana you would see inside the grocery store, and it's very popular here also in the Philippines, especially on the island of Luzon up here. You'll always find these in the grocery store, but they're a little bit smaller than another one of my favorites that you don't see here right now, because it's from those 2 or smaller plants back there, and that is Cavendish. Now we used to have lots of Cavendish back here, but when we built the pavilion we had to move things around, so we're re-establishing our Cavendish. So all of the Lakatan that you saw before was on a plant that was here, and we cut down the mother plant because it won't produce but once. And then you'll cut it down, you'll leave some of the root structure inside there. It'll break down, it'll provide nutrient to the other plants, the baby plants that are connected to it. And then later on you can dig the whole thing up, let it rot, and it'll become compost inside. Now I have my little picking bowl here, because the next thing we're going to do, we're going to pick from our Calamansi tree over here for juice. As a matter of fact, I think we just ran out yesterday or last night. We're going to make some calamansi juice. So let's go over there and pick some of that fruit off that tree. Now this calamansi tree produces fruit all year round, 365 days out of the year. We've been really fortunate. We have 2 of these calamansis back here. And although if we drank every single day, the 2 of the calamansi trees that we have back here wouldn't be enough for us. But for an occasional supplement to some of the calamansi that we buy downtown, these work just fine. But I recommend, if you want to be self-sufficient for your family, depending on the size of your family, for me and Ness, I would say we probably need about 4 of these inside our backyard to be able to probably get enough calamansi all year round, where we don't have to rely on the grocery store. Something I want to show you here, I'm going to try to get you a little bit closer over here. Now I'm going to show you a common error people make when they're picking from their calamansi tree. A lot of people will just take the end and they'll just pop off the calamansi, just like this, where it's broken off right where the stem goes into the fruit. but that's really not a good thing to do with a calamansi tree. The recommended thing is to, if you have clippers, some type of pruning, cut back a little bit behind and leave about this much on there. And what that does, that promotes new growth for new leaves and plants on there, and it will get you or yield more of the calamansi. So when you're doing it, so basically just come back behind it and you can pop it off, basically something like this right here, and you'll have a healthier calamansi. So I'm going to go ahead and continue picking all these. I'm going to start filling up my little bowl here, and my goal is to get 14 inside here, because 14 is the magic number for a pitcher of wonderful calamansi juice. So there you go. I actually got 15, and I have lots of small calamansi still on the tree right here for the next time that I pick. So anyway, we have what we need with one bonus one inside here, so I'm going to get that extra zing of calamansi in this next batch of calamansi juice. Let's go ahead and go to another part of the yard for something else that we're going to pick. So I happen to be walking back here by our red lady papaya, and I got to tell you right now, this is the perfect time to pick the papaya. I'll go around, I'll show you the side. It's just starting to get a little bit of orange on the bottom side here. It's a little bit too late for like the green papaya that they use if they're putting it in some of their soups over here, but it's perfect for putting it on the table in the house. And you can see the colors right here. This is the perfect time to pick this one right here, and it won't be long before this one right next to the side of it will be ready for picking. But this red lady makes the most beautiful papaya that I've seen so far inside the Philippines, and the papaya comes off pretty easy. I normally just twist it and it will pop right off. There we go. And of course there's one more thing that we're going to pick today from the garden, and that's this huge lemon over here. Maybe we can mix some lemon with the calamansi. I think we've done that before in previous episodes. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one. The other ones are almost ready. They're starting to get a little bit of yellow right there, but look at the size of this. Look right there. Oh. So we're going to go ahead and put this one, we're going to add this to our group of things that we're picking today. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to do a catch-up segment on some thanks, some birthday wishes. I don't think we have any anniversary wishes inside here right now for the shout-outs, but we're just going to go through, so bear with us. We have a lot of stuff. I got to tell you, we have so many people after after 2 years of the pandemic, and they're starting to reduce some of the restrictions. The amount of people that are coming to visit us here at Villa Feliz, it's kind of insane. I mean, every weekend, insane. It's a blessing. And we really haven't talked about it that much. And I've just kind of archived a bunch of photos and a little bit of video segments. So I want to include that in today's episode, so you kind of see some of the traffic that comes through here. And we have people from everywhere. They come from right here in the Philippines. They come from the United States. They come from the United Kingdom. They come from everywhere around the world. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's look at what we have inside here. The first picture that you see right here, and this was actually done a little bit earlier. And this is Ed Robles and his family. And if you see his daughter Stephanie there turned 24 on February 12th, right? Yeah, February 12th. That was her birthday shout out. Now this is Dominique's family. Mary Vick is his wife here, and they visit us. You saw them on an earlier video. But this is all of us setting up inside the pavilion area here inside the backyard. Now, we have a birthday in the birthday shout out. This was for Ness. This is for Ness and our friends Dave and Emily. We visited the Viking restaurant.
We share the same birthday.
And that was a great day. Okay, and our next one here is a really wonderful family that came to visit us. They went above and beyond. We never ask for people to bring gifts here, but a lot of people, and it's a Philippine kind of a spirit that happens. People always come bearing gifts, it seems like that. So I'll go ahead and lead up this next one. We actually did a short video because of all the kindness and the distance that these folks traveled and the huge effort that they did to come visit us here. And I will tell you, the same family that you can see here right now, they ended up buying property right here inside our subdivision.
Yay,
they were with, if you see in the background, the guy in the red shirt, he's the actual the agent here, and he was showing them around, and they stopped by the house here. And after they visited us, they went over and they looked at a property and they bought a part. So they're going to be our neighbors. Let's go ahead and start with this video, right? We're really blessed to have some great visitors here today at Villa Feliz. Villa Feliz we always are blessed to get some really great folks that come from anywhere, from local and from around the world. Yeah. And we are blessed today to have you guys come in from Virginia. Ed,
yes.
Could you do me a favor? Introduce your family here and your entourage.
Okay, yes, be my pleasure. This is, my name is Ed Cantara from Chesapeake, Virginia. My wife Carlotta, and my security detail back there, my nephew Dandy, and my other nephew Augie.
They came bearing gifts. Let me show you some of the gifts these guys brought from the U.S. Anyway, we're going to start. We'll start with some of the smaller items, and then we'll work our way up. Anyway, they had some. These are kind of like tourist kind of things that, and Ness really loves this. Ness loves. She's a coffee cup collector, and we have a coffee cup here that represents Virginia. It's got all really neat things about NASA, Langley Air Force Base, all the different historical places around Virginia. And Ed knows.
Yes.
Ed has been watching like every video I think I ever produced, and Ed knows I love the Beatles because he's seen my Beatles shirts here before, and he got me a coffee cup with the Beatles on the Beatles logo and one of their earlier albums. I remember this one right here. So we got that, and then they know about the channel so much. They know about our affection for maple syrup and our waffle sundaes that we have here, and they actually brought us some pure maple syrup, and I told them we were just about to run out of maple syrup. We're hanging in there with the last gift maple syrup that we got from our good friend Steve Villeneuve from Canada, from entire Canada. So this will be taking that over very soon. But the icing on the cake, the pure icing on the cake, and I told them we have a major connection because like I was just saying to Ness the other day, you can't get cured ham in the Philippines like we get back in the States. And I told her the best place to get cured hams is Virginia. They're known. And I didn't say anything. We got a couple emails and I didn't say anything about this. And look what oh, but this is so heavy. It's like the size of a child.
Yeah, that will be for 2 Christmases.
Yeah, so we've been looking forward to this, and we're gonna really enjoy this. And I hope you guys will be around at some point where we can actually share some of the treats here, whether it's soon or if you guys end up buying property here and living here in the Philippines. So anyway,
really?
I know you're going to be living in the Philippines.
Yeah, I would be here.
So anyway, we're going to close out right here, and I just want to thank Ed and the family and entourage and Rendell for coming by today and visiting us. And again, if anybody's ever in the Philippines, traveling, doing that long trip across the pond, or if you're even right here in the Philippines yourself and you want to come on down to Batangas, to Lipa, please stop by and visit us here at Villa Feliz. We always enjoy the visits. Anyway, thanks guys for coming today, and thanks for the gifts.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Bye.
To continue on with some of our visitors, back just about a week ago, we were visited by Steve and Thelma Newland from Wales in the United Kingdom, little island all the way to the west side of England.
Sorry, I missed you, but I love your tarts.
Tarts were great.
Thank you so much.
And Alex and Princess Joy, who've been living here for 10 years, but they're still looking for a place to call home, build a home. And our good friends Rich and Alpha Craft, who actually have 2 lots here in our subdivision, and they're going to be building soon as well. One more thing before we close out our shout outs today and our visitors recognition. Sometimes we have visitors that come and we just have so much fun with them. We even forget to take a picture. We don't do a selfie and we didn't get it. And that happened to one of our visitors, which was Greg Westfall and his wife Luz. And they came in from Southern California back on February 16th. And they came down all the way down from Antipolo up in the Rizal province, way up there north of Manila, that area up there. Also, we have some belated birthdays, and our first belated birthday is from January 17th. It's a belated 51st birthday. It's a shout out to Bernard and Martin from Buhi
Camarines Sur.
Oh, thank you for saving me on that name. I would have really appreciated it. But Bernard has been living in Jacksonville, Florida, in the United States, since 1983. We also have a good friend of Ness who's always corresponding back and forth.
That's Teresita Lindo.
And it's for her husband.
For her husband.
Romy for February 17th, and he celebrated his 82nd birthday.
Yes,
and they are originally from right here in Lipa, in Anilao, our barangay right here.
Anilao.
But they're now residing in Virginia, the United States of America. And our last birthday shout out is actually for a couple of days ahead, so we're actually on time with this one. And this is from Neil Williams. Neil Williams, a long-time subscriber here on my PI Dream, and it's for his stepdaughter, Althea Patrice, who will be turning 22 on March 14th, and they're from Las Piñas. I think that's about it for our birthday shout-outs and our visitor thank yous and appreciation. And so I think the last thing we have to do is say happy birthday to all those birthday recipients. So anyway, to all of you birthday recipients, Ness and I want to wish you a happy birthday. Now, I don't know if you know it, but we just realized that there's an option, a new option that was added to the channel, and it's something called Super Thanks. It's a new feature that YouTube just allowed to help people like us who are content creators to be able to generate some revenue so that we can do things like fix the broken GoPro, a camera that we have that's broken, and other things like do some of the upgrades so we can do DIY projects around here. We don't
You need money for that?
We don't actively solicit for these, but we have a bunch of kind folks that click on the Super Thanks button on there and they send us. So I want to recognize some of those folks that do that right now. And we're going to start from the very beginning. Mary Chris Farrell. Mary Chris is married to John Farrell, and we did their house blessing last year. It was a wonderful house blessing, and those folks sent us a few months back. They sent us 50 Australian dollars, and thank you, Mary Chris and John, for that.
Super thanks.
Albert Balones sent us from right here in the Philippines. I don't know if he's in the Philippines, but he sent us 249 pesos. Thank you, Albert, for that generous contribution. Artco Drone Solution, that's Art Carlson, good friend of ours who I hang out on his channel on the weekends. He gave us a donation of $2 US. Thank you for that, Art.
Super thanks, Art.
Ronald Melville gave us 10 Canadian dollars. Thank you so very much. And super thanks. And that has to do with helping us get a good camera, because he knows that my GoPro camera is Tango uniform, broken. And also Stillman 58, that's our Canadian friends directly across the street, building and the new home build series right across the street. Well, thank you, Gerard and V, for that contribution as well. Well, I think that's about it for today. I think this is a good time to close right now. I know we actually have another visitor coming. This is what happens around here. This is typical. This is the weekend. It seems like the weekends are like that. I get a text message, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to read a text message that I just got. I got this. Good morning, Mr. Tanner, sir. Is it okay? I'm on the way. and I don't have it's just a phone number. I don't know who it is. I'm like, who is this? And it's Mark, your subscriber.
Yes, Mark is coming.
I'm supposed to come by today. And I'm like, okay, Mark, come on by. So we have like three sets of emails from different Marks. So we'll find out when Mark comes by here today. Hopefully we can catch him. If at least a selfie, and we'll do a selfie, and we'll do it on the next time. We recognize those folks who come by and say hi to us here as well.
We always enjoy you.
Yeah. So anyway. Well, I'm actually pretty much done with the editing of today's video, and I told you we had a Mark that was coming. I showed you earlier on the phone, and I was like, Mark who? And well, let me show you Mark who he actually is. And I gotta apologize because he did send me some stuff earlier, and I didn't recognize which Mark it was. But anyway, this is Mark right here.
Hello.
And Mark just came down from Manila. You were from Makati, right? Makati. And Mark's been here for 4 years, and this is the first chance he's had an opportunity to come down and see us. And I also understand from our conversation that he just said that there's someone special who has a birthday coming up, right?
Yes, tomorrow.
Okay, so Mark, I'm going to let you do the birthday shout out.
Happy birthday to you know who.
Oh, okay. You know who you are. Anyway, I'm going to close out I'm going to close out the video, but we're going to say happy birthday to you know who. Happy birthday, you know who.
Okay. Happy birthday!
Okay, so anyway, that's about it for today. We're gonna close. I hope you enjoyed the morning walk around the backyard.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see all the groceries right over there? That's coming into your kitchen.
Oh my God! Oh, look at the pineapple.
Pineapple.
And the papaya.
Yeah. And you can't see, you see the lemon over there, and the calamansi. I got really nice
that
calamansi.
lemon is humongous.
So we'll get started on that here. Hopefully, maybe we'll make some calamansi before Mark arrives.
Calamansi lemon.
Yeah, maybe we could do that. What else do we have going on? Of course, we have the new build series across the street.
Okay.
And we're going to continue doing things here. Also, we keep having people asking about music. When are we going to get back into the music? I will tell you.
That's my question too.
That's my. Okay, well, your answer is we're going to start adding. Last night I brought the amp up into the kitchen. I brought it from the studio because she's working in the kitchen, and I started practicing a few tunes. We haven't been doing much with the build of the pavilion and trying to cover the build across the street. But we're going to get back. I assure you, we're going to get some more music. We're going to get some homemade music back inside, and also maybe some cover tunes as well. Yeah? You up to that?
Yeah, I'm so ready.
Okay. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you did, please give us a thumbs up. Please share. And if you have not subscribed yet, click the heart and the bottom right-hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed. And if you ring that bell, you'll be notified the next time we upload a new video. It's time from right here in the beautiful Philippines. You have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.